The Sovereign Shadow, the Ledger of the Blood Oath. You were told that the revolution was won with muskets and bravery. You were told that liberty was a gift from men in powdered wigs. But the archives are bleeding. If you look at the official log of the Continental Congress for August 1776, you will find a void, a 1,020-minute gap where no record exists. While the public celebrated the ink drying on the Declaration, the true price of America was being calculated in a basement. This is not the history of a country. This is the audit of a debt that can never be satisfied. Welcome to the Midnight Archive. The silence in Philadelphia. The humidity of July had given way to a suffocating August heat in 1776. Philadelphia was a city of whispers. Caleb Thorne, a clerk whose hands were permanently stained with gall ink, moved like a ghost through the Pennsylvania State House. He was the silent record, the man who wrote the words that others were afraid to speak. While the famous Founding Fathers debated in the light of the Great Hall, Caleb was summoned to a sub-basement. There sat Haym Solomon and a weary Benjamin Franklin. On the table was not the Declaration of Independence, but a lead-lined box containing the 13th parchment. "The world wants freedom, Thorne," Franklin whispered, his voice cracking like dry parchment. "But freedom has a price tag that the colonies cannot afford. We have borrowed against the lives of our children's children." The geometry of debt. The story expands into the complex financial reality of the 1770s. Washington's army was starving, not just for food, but for a currency that held value. The British were flooding the market with counterfeit Continentals, the first recorded instance of large-scale economic warfare. Caleb's task was to transport the ledger, the list of the 13 European families who provided the gold to buy the gunpowder. These weren't just lenders, they were the architects of the sovereign weight. The ledger revealed that the collateral for the loan was not land, but the information layer of the new government. The Order of the Iron Key. As Caleb escapes Philadelphia, he's hunted by the Order of the Iron Key, a clandestine group of loyalists who realized that whoever controlled the debt controlled the crown. The chase leads through the Pine Barrens of New Jersey. Here, the narrative slows down to detail the Visionaire cipher. Caleb must encode the names of the creditors into a musical score, a genius move of steganography that would baffle historians for centuries. The Shadow Prince. In the middle of the woods, Caleb decodes a terrifying section of the parchment. It revealed that the Committee of Secret Correspondence had actually offered the American presidency to a European prince, Prince Henry of Prussia, fearing that a democracy would fail without a royal stabilizer. Washington was the face of the revolution, but the parchment suggested he was the second choice. The Paris Connection and the Genetic Debt. By 1778, the story shifts to the court of Versailles. The contrast is jarring, the starving soldiers at Valley Forge versus the gold-plated extravagance of France. Caleb meets Beaumarchais, the playwright turned gunrunner. Beaumarchais reveals the secret of the genetic debt. The loans weren't meant to be paid back in gold, but in policy. The banking families wanted a perpetual seat at the table of the new American treasury. This was the